UK stock markets climbed to new highs on the final day of trading for 2017. Both the FTSE 100 index of leading blue-chip companies and the FTSE 250 reached new records at the close of trading. U.S. stock markets have also hit new peaks over the year, helped by Donald Trump's sweeping tax reforms. Stephen Eckert, author of the annual Harriman Stock Market Almanac, said, "All the dangers that were anticipated with a Trump administration haven't materialized." The FTSE 100 finished up 7.6% at 7,687.77 compared with the last day of trading in 2016. Meanwhile, the FTSE 250 ended 14.7% ahead at 20,726.26 compared with the end of last year. Mr. Eckert said, "It has been a little bit of a surprise to many people that markets were as strong as they were this year." George Salmon, an equity analyst at Hargreaves Lansdown, said the FTSE 100 had been lifted by natural resource giants such as Shell and BP, which have benefited from a rise in oil prices. Brent crude fell as low as $45 per barrel in June but is now trading at $66.34. By Joe Linham, business correspondent. If ever we needed a reminder about the disconnect between our largest listed companies and Britain's real economy, we got it today. UK GDP growth is well below the G7 average and real wages continue to fall. Despite that, Britain's PLCs are doing very well, thank you. That's because most of them earn the vast majority of their profits overseas and the global economy is enjoying its best period of sustained growth in a decade. The better the world does, the more stuff UK-quoted firms can sell. It helps, of course, that the pound has remained relatively weak since the referendum last year, meaning British-based exporters can repatriate higher profits earned in stronger currencies. However, John Botham, Global Equities Product Director at Citi firm, Invesco Perpetual, said that, while the UK's leading index is at a record high, the FTSE 100 has performed far less well than the US stock market and indeed many stock markets around the world. In the US, the main stock market indexes have all risen by more than 20% this year. They have been further boosted by President Donald Trump's sweeping tax reform. Under the changes, the U.S. corporate tax rate will fall from 35% to 21% in 2018. U.S. markets will close their final trading session later on Friday. Commenting on the year ahead, Mr. Botham said, "We are looking at a situation where global growth seems reasonably well synchronized and we are likely to continue to see earnings growth from companies around the world." House builders were among the best performing companies on the FTSE 100 in 2017. Berkeley Group, which mainly builds luxury homes in London, rejoined the blue chip index in September and has seen its share price rise by more than 50% this year. Berkeley had fallen out of the FTSE 100 last August and into the FTSE 250 after its share price tumbled on fears that the UK's vote to leave the European Union would adversely impact on the housing market. Fellow property group Persimmon saw its share price rise by 57%. However, Mr. Salmon said, "Not all of the referendum effects have blown over.